Alright guys, let's do that. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. I hope you're having an amazing day wherever you're in this world. Today we're gonna be talking a little bit about technical stuff. So when I say technical stuff, a lot of you have been asking me questions about what gear I'm using, basically camera questions. So I want to answer those, and mainly what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you which cameras and lenses I use and for what reason and the type of gear, the one I use the most. And yeah, that's going to be everything. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, for video, the camera I'm using is this Panasonic G85 that you can see right here. Yep, and this is how it looks with the microphone on top. So the microphone that I have on top right here is a Shure VP83, I think, with a little fur thing that's basically preventing the wind from making parasite noise in the microphone. You know, when you have the because there is too much wind, well, that prevents it from happening. It works pretty well. It's an expensive microphone, to be honest. I don't think you necessarily need it. And then the second most important tool for me is that one. It's basically a flexible tripod. I saw Casey Neistat, another vlogger, use a tripod like that for vlogging because you can hold it from further, it has a ball head, you can like turn it. It's really nice, to be honest. When I started, I was using my Nikon D750, I'm gonna show you in a second, which is a great photography camera. And I had that tripod, that mini flexible tripod, but it was way too weak, and I almost broke the camera a few times because it was falling. So I invested in that one that's more like heavy duty, but it's kind of pricey. It's still cheaper than me breaking my big camera, to be honest. If you want to know what I think of the Panasonic G85, just go check out the review. So far with the usage I've had over the past few weeks, I really love it, to be honest. It's been great. Low light, it's not amazing, but you know what I can do with it. I either like put a light like that, or I have my cell phone when I'm outside, so it's fine. And the kit lens is great. It's just so practical and so small compared to what I had before. Now, photography wise, and what I also started vlogging with is this one. Bigger, as you can see. It would hold the camera like that with a flexible tripod. And to be honest, it was super inconvenient. It's just so heavy. The lens is like 800 grams. It's a 1635 f.4 Nikon. The body is like 750 grams also, just that 1.5 kilo, boom. It's way too heavy for everyday vlogging, to be honest. It takes amazing pictures, it's amazing in low light. The autofocus for video is terrible, so that's why I'm also very happy to have moved to the Panasonic G85. In terms of lenses, my favorite all times, so I have two favorites actually. My favorite zoom is that 70-200 f2.8. And you might be thinking it's a super expensive lens. Yes, it is, but I'm using it for professional reasons. It's worth the investment. And now my second best lens I love is that Sigma 35mm f1.4. The art version, it's absolutely amazing. I love the quality pictures, the build is great. It doesn't feel like the cheap Sigma they used to do. And to be honest, it's way cheaper than the Nikon's version. And it is absolutely amazing. They have a 50mm I tried also, that's great. But they have other lenses that are also very good. You just have to make sure you have the art version. They're more expensive, but for photography they're like crazy good. And then I've got a macro lens, and that I barely use, to be honest, so I might be selling that one back. If you're doing wedding photography, it's great for ring shots, or if you're into insects or stuff like that, it's great for that. But otherwise, to be honest, in daily usage, I don't use it that much. It's a 105mm f2.8 Sigma. What you need also is a tripod for photography and also for video whenever you want to set up something very steady. And if you can have a small one that's light, that's even better. And we've got our all-time friend, GoPro. Small action camera, you know the GoPro, so I've got the GoPro Hero 4 Black that films in 4K. Yeah, I love using it for whatever is action related or whenever I'm scared of breaking the camera. So I just put it in the waterproof casing, and then I can just go and play around with it. Alright, that's about it for my main gear. I have other few toys I can show you. For example, that belt, that's really cool. If you're doing a lot of photography. Basically, it's like a holster. You just put it like that. It's great. It holds your camera. Even with the biggest lens, it holds it pretty nicely. Check out the third party on Amazon also. They're apparently very good. And then, last but not least, if you've been following the vlog, you know I always carry it. I always have orange straps here. It is because I have my backpack. Yes. So this backpack is great. Basically, what's gonna happen is that you're gonna store your camera gear here, and then you're gonna drop it in the backpack. To be honest, I was looking for a long time for a sport camera backpack, and I've had trouble. Lowry Pro does some good ones, but it didn't fit my camera gear. On top of that, it's not really waterproof. This is completely waterproof. I mean, up to a certain point, because what happens is that when it's soaking wet, the water is gonna get in by capillarity where it's suit. You gotta watch out if you wanna take a swim with it. And basically it opens at the back like that. You would have the little pouch I just showed you in the backpack with your camera gear. Oh, and it has metal reinforcements on the sides. I can fit my 15-inch laptop and I can fit the camera gear, which is super important. So that's why I'm always carrying it. Alright guys, well that's about it. That's all I have. That's already a lot to play with, to be honest. If you have any question on the gear, feel free to hit me in the comments, or if you want me to cover a certain subject, something you don't understand, just let me know. I'll be happy to answer to you. And I know some photographers say that the gear doesn't matter. It is true up to a certain point. Gear will never replace the composition, the way you pose people, the scenery you're shooting. And photography wise, if I had to give you one advice, don't focus too much on the body of your camera, but more on the lens. If you can change the lens, sometimes just get a prime lens. You might be amazed by the result of the camera. That combined with the literature on composition for photography, and you will get great shots. Yeah guys, as you can see, I love gear. I love photography, I love video. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up. If you have questions, leave me a comment. Subscribe to follow what I create daily, and I will see you tomorrow for new adventures. Alright guys, bye bye. Rambo!